Stephanie here. It's day 6 of 365 days of entirely 3D printing my indoor play cafe. On the last video, we ended up with Decor as our selection on what to print, and I said I'm going to print the wall mounts. They're big hexagon pieces. I'll put a picture in the corner for you guys again to have a look at it. Print went well-ish, if that's a word. I said I'm going to take stuff that's already made. I don't want to spend time designing, and I will just put the link in the description for you guys. However, first print came with a bit of a hiccup. I thought it went well. Not the first round, the second round, not the third round of me printing this hexagon piece. My husband had other ideas, so here's the story. Here's the truth about what happened and the realization I had into why this isn't going to be as easy as I thought. I took a design that's of a hexagon, a back panel that goes against the wall, that was a description, and a shelf piece, as well as a piece that holds moss. So it was 3 different creators, and a hexagon is a hexagon, so I was very happy with it. And it was my first official 3D print alone. Normally my husband's there with everything, guiding me he's basically doing everything. I'm just there. But I 3D printed one that took about 5 hours, and then when I took it out I realized it's this big, tiny little pieces, and that's not what's going to go up the wall. So I'll use it for another project. It's not going to go to waste. I'll find other ways to utilize it. However, I then took, it's my fault, I didn't read. It helps to read. I'm someone that looks at a picture and press play. So I redesigned it, not redesigned, I rescaled it. I took one of those hexagon pieces and I made it to the size that I want to, and I printed that. That took 3 hours and a couple odd minutes, like I think 40 minutes or so. And it came out as a panel that goes up against the wall. Then I thought, okay, one's working, let me print the next one. I'm super excited. I've got my first thing done. Not the color though. I thought it looked different on the roll. Now that it's printed, I'm not going to use it. I ordered 2 different colors. That's actually the green and the pink from SpielKafi. But so this guy will be this guy will be reprinted. Then I printed the shelf, which I thought, cute. It's exactly what I want. It fits perfectly. And the color, this is actually one of the colors, which is awesome. So one thing actually done. And then I did the same with the moss part. I found something that's a bit different in look, so it still needs to be filled up. And I thought, wow, this is going to be awesome. So you've got your one thing, different thickness, connected to another one of a different thickness, connected to, I don't have enough hands and arms for this. Oops. We don't need the moss to demonstrate. It's actually not moss, it's like a flower that came in a bouquet for me. And then we'll have this guy also, so it's different shapes. It fits the look of what we've decided on. Then me very bravely went to show my husband, because this is like 15 hours of print. Just to hear like, how are we mounting this to the wall? Which made 100% sense. It's just not what I wanted to hear, so I had a bit of a hissy fit. A nice one, a calm one, me trying to justify my methods and trying to explain myself like, oh, we'll just drill a hole. Keep in mind there's 72 of these that we need to print. So it's 72 holes that I'm not going to do. And by we means him. And there's things that if I say we that he's willing to do, and there's things when I say we that is no we. It's me, and I ain't doing it. So after a while, I thought, okay, let me just listen to what he has to say, because when it comes to stuff like that, he is a bit smarter than me. And he said, okay, he's going to print it to explain to me, because visually I wasn't able to see what he meant, even though normally visually I'm much better than him in things. So he printed it for me. And he came to me walking like this. I'm like, yeah, but that's exactly what I printed. Genius. Why I'm saying genius is everyone's like, how do you mount this to the wall? This easy, guys. There's the screw already. You've got your disc. You mount this to the wall. You slide this guy over. It's a bit of a squish to get it in there. That's the idea, so that if you bump it, it doesn't come off. And it's on the wall. No drilling holes. You do the same with, he's not going to do this. He refused to do this one. So we are then changing to, I'm running out of space, to this being our shelf and moss piece. And you just do a little I didn't print this one yet. We just do a little inlay at the back. This guy goes in there. And you don't see any drill holes. It'll look like this on the wall. So after I apologized severely, we're going with this. And him being in this moment the smart one, he also said, so how do you make sure that if you mount it, it doesn't stand like this or away from each other, that it's exactly flush? Because me being who I am, I want it to be exact. Then he came up with this idea. Genius. There's your little drill hole. You have to mount one of these. Stencil, and you know exactly where to put the other one. Yes. This is me having to admit to everyone watching, my husband's a genius. I love him for it though. That's a huge fly. Did you guys see that? Summers are terrible in Europe. They were brilliant. They're gorgeous. It is just the insects that comes with it. Any case, so like I said, this isn't going to be the color. So I have to reprint it. I didn't print a shelf. The only thing that I can basically say is completed in this whole period is the stencil. I am going to reuse the stencil. I'm putting the links to all of this stuff for you guys in the description. I'm not giving it for free, sorry. I'm giving it for £1 because the funds need to start coming in for SpielKafi. However, the file will have the stencil, the plate, the board, as well as the shelf in it. And I need to go and print 72 of it as soon as the rest of the colors arrive. And then I will lay it on the floor for you guys to see. Cost-wise, I need 72 panels. If I buy it, this excludes the moss then, is costing 4,762 francs. Yes. But if I print it, it's 448 francs, including moss, which is more expensive than the pieces that I'm printing. Keep in mind, each piece is just under 4 hours to print, so time-wise it's taking a lot more, but financially saving, it's a huge amount. So saving over 4,000 is quite an amount we can bring down from what is needed to open the shop, which makes me excited. I hope with everything else I can also save a little bit more. Then I'm not sure if just for a stencil I'm going to put something in the jar as progress. However, every time we end on Decor and I pull the wall mount or a wall panel or wall shelf out, I'm going to print just one of them because it's 72. I'm not going to print all of them at once. I need to buy the filament as I can. I don't have rolls and rolls and rolls of it at home to just finish the prints. Sometimes I have to wait also a week or two before payday so I can buy the next roll of filament. You know what? We need the happy moment. So for stencil, I am going to put a little bead in the jar. Yay! Something so small makes me so happy. While we've got the jar out, I also have to thank one more subscriber, which means our jar is getting quite full. You guys are going to hear the bells quite frequently. I live right underneath the church, so every 15 minutes it pings. It lets us know the time because we don't have watches. Anyway, sarcasm aside, what I've done in the meantime as well to make it easier every time we land on a category, instead of me thinking, oh, what do we print next, I converted a bullet journal into our printing journal. So there's all the little categories in. We've got decor, toys, cafe, birthdays, furniture, and stuff to still come. So every time we land on a category, I just pull out what there is and we print it. It makes my life easier not to think. It makes everyone's life exciting not to know what comes next. There is a part of me hoping I get the small things first because the big things are huge. I designed, for instance, a hippo that the kids can climb onto, so it's quite big. And then my husband's like, add a slide to it. It became bigger. It's huge. It's going to take at least a week to print. That, of course, I can't just pull out from the printer and say, look what I've done. It needs to be glued together, put together. It needs to be sanded off. It needs to be painted. So there's quite a lot happening with that thing. Really hoping it's the small things we get to do first. I'm going to spin the wheel to see what we print next. However, I feel like I want to do in the next video something a bit different as well. I'm going to go into the kitchen with you guys. It's not big, but it's a kitchen. And do something for the menu. I'm very curious about the menu. I want to also change up a bit, not just 3D print the whole time, but start testing what we're going to put into SpielKafi's menu and whatnot. I'm not good in the kitchen. I like to eat. I don't like to make what I eat, if that makes any sense. So it's going to be another interesting trip. Everything I'm doing so far is things that I'm terrible at, but I'm having a blast with it. So talking about the wheel, I keep looking at him. It's distracting me. It's time to print. He looked so huge in the previous video. When I watched it back, I'm like, okay, he's actually quite tiny. You guys see there? Quite minute. I will put the description for the description. It's a wheel. That's the description. I will put the link for him in the description for you guys. I changed the names on it, of course, but it's quite fun to have. With the kids, you can always say like, "Oh, go brush your teeth." I actually like that. No, we're gonna spin it properly. We're not gonna jinx this. Okay, you guys ready? Decor again. No, I can actually finish that shelf and show you guys. I think it's good it landed on decor, not furniture. Those are all big pieces. Let's just move that properly back. So I'm going to finish the shelf to show you guys the entire piece. The shelf will also be in this whitish color. And yeah, that's it from me for today. Let's go print our shop.